Hello students, welcome back to Edviz Learning. Let us continue with our chapter linear equation in two variable. And in the previous session, we discussed how to convert a non-linear equation to a linear equation for our purposes to solve them. Okay? Let us quickly revise what we have done in this chapter. The very first practice set was the introductory part of this chapter, जहाँ पे हम लोगों ने जो previously studied methods है to solve linear equations in two variables, जो 9th standard में study किया था, substitution and elimination method, उसके बारे में बात किया था, and based on that we solved the first practice set. After that we studied how to graphically solve linear equations in two variables, ठीक है, and based on that we solved the second practice set. After that we saw what is Cramer's rule, which is one new method to solve these equations, and that also we have studied. I hope you have learnt all the formulas, correct? After that we solved the fourth practice set. The fourth practice set was based on non-linear equations converted to linear equations in two variables, and then we solve the value of x and y. Okay, next we have started already with the word problems in this chapter, which is practice set 1.5. Today we will continue with practice set 1.5. Okay, moving on to the next question that we need to discuss. We are on practice set 1.5, question number 3. Question number 1 we have completed. Question number 2 is an activity based question which you can solve on your own, which is a very simple question. If you look in the textbook, go through the activity, follow the steps, you will be able to solve the equations. So we will be directly going to question number 3. Question 2 will be your homework. Okay? Question number 3, the sum of father's age and twice the age of his son is 70. Okay, there is a father, there is a son. दोनों के age के लिए एक equation के लिए एक statement दिया हुआ है कि the sum of father's age and twice the age of his son is 70. तो यहाँ पे first of all we don't know the age of the father or the son. Let us assume them to be x and y. Let the father's age be x and the son's age be y years. This is x years. So the first condition that is given in the textbook, first condition, the sum of the father's age x plus twice the son's age 2y is equal to 70. Okay, this is the first statement which helped us to form the first linear equation. Second condition, if we double the age of the father and add it to the age of his son, the sum is 95. So this time what we are doing, second condition mein, the age of the father is doubled. That means 2x plus the age of the son, y, is 95. This is my second equation. So these two equations we have. Now we will solve them. We can use elimination method, we can use substitution method, you can even use Cramer's rule if you want to use that. Let us use Cramer's rule now. We have already used elimination method a lot of times. Let us use Cramer's rule. So if you remember the formula, we find out three things first. The first thing is d of x, okay. Second thing is d of y, and the third thing is d. Now what are all these things? ठीक है, d of x का formula अगर याद है, it is C1 C2 B1 B2 determinant. D of y का formula A1 A2 C1 C2 determinant, and D का formula है A1 A2 B1 B2. Correct? We just need to solve these determinants to find all three things. So d of x or dx will be equal to determinant of C1 C2 is 70 and 95. B1 B2 is 2 and 1 coefficients of y. Correct? So this will be equal to 70 into 1 minus 95 into 2. That is 70 minus 95 into 2. It will be equal to 190. Okay, 70 minus 190. So this will be equal to minus 120. This is the value of the first determinant dx. Next we have dy. This will be equal to determinant of a1, that is the coefficient of x, 1, a2 coefficient of x in the second equation, that is 2, and same 70 and 95. So this time it is 95 into 1 minus 70 into 2. Okay, so 95 minus 140, that is minus 45. Correct? These are the values of dx and dy. Let us find out d finally. D is 1, 2 and 2, 1. Determinant of 1, 2 and 2, 1. So this will be equal to 1 minus 2 2s are 4, that is minus 3. Correct? That is the value of d. तो यहाँ पे मुझे x और y कैसे मिलेगा? Finally, to find out x, all you have to do is dx upon d, that is minus 120 upon minus 3, that is 40. Okay, so x का आंसर आया 40. Father's age is 40 years. Similarly, we will find out y. Y is d of y upon d, that is minus 45 upon 3 minus 3, that is 15 years. Okay, so दोनों का age मिल गया. X father's age 40 years, y son's age, that is 15 years. So let us write that down in a statement. Therefore, father's age is 40 years and son's age is 15 years. Okay, this is the solution of the third word problem in practice set 1.5. Now I'll give you 4 minutes to note this down, then we will move on to the next question. Alright students, I hope you are done with this. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 4, word problem number 4. The question is, the denominator of a fraction is 4 more then twice its numerator. Okay, so there is a fraction जिसका numerator denominator दोनों हम लोगों को नहीं पता है, but we know that the denominator is 4 more than the numerator, twice its numerator. Okay, so if we consider numerator as x and denominator as y, let the numerator be x and the denominator be y. Okay, so the first condition that we have, that the denominator is 4 more than twice the numerator. Okay, denominator is 4 more, y is 4 more than twice the numerator. So 2 times the numerator plus 4 will be equal to the denominator. Now let us make it an equation in its standard form. So y को उस साइड शिफ्ट किया, 4 को इस साइड शिफ्ट कर दिया, 2x minus y equal to -4. Okay, this is my first equation. Similarly, second condition क्या है वो आगे हम लोग रीड करेंगे. Second condition, okay, denominator becomes 12 times the numerator if both the numerator and the denominator are reduced by 6. So if we reduce the numerator by 6, it will become x minus 6, correct? And if we reduce the denominator by 6, it will become y minus 6. So when we do this, the denominator is equal to 12 times the numerator. Okay, this is equal to 12 times the numerator. So when we open the bracket, 12x minus 72 will be equal to y minus 6. Therefore, 12x minus y will be equal to 72 on that side. It will become positive. Okay, this will become equal to 66. So 12x minus y equal to 66 is my second equation. Okay, now this is the first equation, this is the second equation. Even here we can use Cramer's rule, but the easier thing to do here will be just use the elimination rule, because here coefficients of y in both the equation is same, correct? Coefficient of y in both the equations is same, so we can directly subtract equation 1 from equation 2 to eliminate y. So subtracting equation 1 from equation 2, therefore the equation number 2 is 12x minus y equal to 66, and equation number 1 is 2x minus y equal to -4. Obviously the signs will change now. So 12x minus 2x, it will become 10x, minus y plus y will get cancelled or eliminated. 66 plus 4 is 70. So the value of x here is 70 upon 10, that is 7. Okay, once we get the value of x, substitute it in the first equation to find y. Substituting x equal to 7 in equation 1. Okay, what we will get here is 2 into 7 minus y equal to -4, that is 14 minus y equal to -4. So y will be 14 plus 4, that is 18. So we have the values of both x and y, 7 and 18. Remember, this is a fraction. X is the numerator, y is the denominator. So the question is, what is the fraction? We will write, therefore the fraction is x upon y, which is equal to 7 upon 18. Correct? This is our final answer. So I hope you understood this question. It's a very simple question. Just look at the conditions given in the textbook. 2 conditions will be given to you. You have to form equations and solve them. Okay? Now I'll give you 4 minutes to note this down. Then we'll move on to the next question. Alright students, I hope you are done with this. Let us go to the next question, that is question number 5. Moving on to the next page. Question number 5. Let me just read it. Two types of boxes A, B are to be placed in a truck having capacity of 10 tons. Okay, there are two types of boxes A and B. They have to be placed in a truck having capacity of 10 tons. 10 ton matlab 10,000 kgs. Okay, 1 ton is 1000 kgs. When 150 boxes of type A and 100 boxes of type B are loaded in the truck, it weighs 10 tons. Okay, so 150 boxes of type A and 100 boxes of type B, ये मिला के total 10 tons complete हो रहा है. This is our first equation. Now remember, we don't know what is the weight of box A, of one box, ठीक है, and also what is the weight of one box of type B. So पहले हम लोग उनको assume कर लेंगे. Let the weight of one box of type A be x kgs and that of type B be y kgs. ठीक है, तो एक टाइप A का बॉक्स x kg का है, तो 150 कितने होंगे? 150 x kg. सिमिलरली वन बॉक्स ऑफ टाइप B weighs y kgs, so 100 बॉक्सेस का वेट कितना होगा? 100 into y. करेक्ट. सो फर्स्ट कंडीशन जो दिया है यहाँ पे, फर्स्ट कंडीशन 150 बॉक्सेस ऑफ टाइप A मतलब 150 इंटू x हो गया उनका टोटल वेट. ओके, प्लस 100 बॉक्सेस ऑफ टाइप B मतलब 100y हो गया उनका टोटल वेट. इतना मिला के टोटल हो रहा है 10 टन्स. ओके, 10 टन्स. रिमेंबर ये 10 मैंने टन्स में लिखा है, so we will leave it like this also, or you can change it to 10,000 also, doesn't matter. Okay, आंसर अगर तुम लोग ऐसे छोड़ रहे हो तो टन्स में आएगा. इफ यू आर राइटिंग इट 10,000 तो डायरेक्टली केजीज में आएगा. सो वी कैन डू इट लाइक दिस. दिस इज माय फर्स्ट इक्वेशन, और रादर you can see this entire equation, it can be reduced a little bit because it is divisible by 50. correct, ये भी 50 से divisible है, ये भी है और ये भी है. so let us divide it by 50, then we will finalize it. Dividing equation by 50, therefore this will be 3x plus 2y equal to 200. okay, first equation. Then let us go to the second condition given in the textbook. The second condition here is, when 260 boxes of type A are loaded in the truck, it can still accommodate 40 boxes of type B. Okay, 260 boxes of type A, उनका weight कितना होगा? 260 multiplied by x. तो इतना बॉक्सेस लोड करने के बाद देयर इज स्टिल स्पेस फॉर 40 बॉक्सेस ऑफ टाइप बी, मतलब वेट कितना हो गया? 40 टाइम्स y. और टोटल वेट हम लोगों को पता है ट्रक में कितना अकोमोडेट कर सकते हैं? टोटल 10 टन्स. सो इसके लिए भी इक्वल टू 10 टन्स ही होगा, दैट इज 10,000 ओनली. ओके, इवन दिस इक्वेशन नाउ इट इज रिड्यूसिबल अ लिटिल बिट. सी, इट इज डिविजिबल बाय 20. ऑल द coefficients are divisible by 20. let us divide it by 20. Dividing equation by 20, here it will become 13x plus 2y equal to, even this is divisible by 20, so 500 can be written here. This is the second equation. okay, now here in both these equations you can see coefficient of y is same, 2y and 2y. so let us subtract the equations. Subtracting equation number 1 from equation 2, subtracting equation 1 from equation 2, what we will get? 13x plus 2y equal to 500 minus 3x plus 2y equal to 200. Subtract this, signs will change of course. 13x minus 3x is 10x. This gets eliminated, equal to 500 minus 200 is 300. So the answer for x is 300 upon 10, that is 30 kgs. This means what? टाइप ए का वन बॉक्स जो है इट वेज 30 kg. सिमिलरली वी हैव टू फाइंड फॉर टाइप बी ऑल्सो. सब्स्टिट्यूट दिस, substituting x equal to 30 kgs in equation number 1. Okay, so first equation will become 3x, matlab 3 into 30 plus 2y equal to 200. So 2y will be equal to 200 minus 90, that is 110. So the value of y will be 110 divided by 2, that is 55 kg. So these are the weights of both the boxes, single piece. ठीक है, इनका हम लोगों को फाइंड करना था weight of each type of box. So weight of type A box is 30 kg and that of type B is 55 kg. Okay, this is our final statement. With this we are done with question number 5. I hope you understood the solution. I'll give you some time to note this down, take 4 minutes, then we'll move on to the last question in the practice set. Okay students, moving on to the next question, that is the last one in this practice set, question number 6. Before that I'll go to the next page. So out of 1900 kilometers, Vishal traveled some distance by bus and some by aeroplane. Okay, there is a total distance of 1900 that Vishal is traveling, some of it by bus and some of it by plane. Okay, bus travels with average speed 60 km per hour. तो बस का स्पीड दिया हुआ है 60 km per hour and the average speed of aeroplane is 700 km per hour. It takes 5 hours to complete the entire journey. Total time दिया हुआ है पूरी जर्नी का, including the time traveled in bus and time traveled in aeroplane, that is 5 hours. Find the distance traveled by bus. ठीक है, विशाल ने बस से कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल किया, that they are asking. Let us take the distance traveled by bus to be x. Distance traveled by bus be x kilometers and by plane be y kilometers. तो बस के डिस्टेंस को x ले लिया, प्लेन के डिस्टेंस को y ले लिया. यहां पे फर्स्ट कंडीशन तो यही है, फर्स्ट कंडीशन इज दैट द टोटल डिस्टेंस इज 1900 किलोमीटर्स, मतलब x प्लस y इज टोटल इक्वल टू 1900 किलोमीटर्स. ये मेरा हो गया फर्स्ट इक्वेशन. नाउ इन द सेकेंड कंडीशन हम लोगों को जर्नी का टोटल टाइम दिया हुआ है. So what we will do is we will find out the time traveled in bus plus time traveled in aeroplane and then we will equate it with 5 hours. ठीक है, तो time traveled in bus कितना होगा? Now we know that speed is distance upon time, so time will be distance upon speed, correct? So time traveled in bus will be distance traveled in bus which is x. हम लोगों ने उसको x assume किया है, डिवाइडेड बाय स्पीड ऑफ द बस. तो बस का एवरेज स्पीड हम लोगों को दिया हुआ है टेक्स्ट बुक में, दैट इज 60 किलोमीटर पर आवर. सो x अपॉन 60, these many hours were traveled in a bus. Similarly, time traveled in a plane. Time traveled in plane will be equal to distance traveled in plane y upon speed of the plane, that is 700 hours. So इतना उसका टाइम हो गया बस का, इतना उसका टाइम हो गया प्लेन का, बट वी नो दैट द टोटल टाइम टेकन इज 5 hours. सो इक्वेशन क्या होगा? Therefore x upon 60 plus y upon 700 is equal to 5. Okay, now this can be considered as an equation, but let us first simplify it a little bit ताकि हम लोग उसको यूज कर पाए. तो यहाँ पे 60 और 70 का पहले LCM फाइंड आउट करते हैं. व्हाट इज द LCM ऑफ 60 एंड 70? इट इज 42,000 और यू कैन से 4200. ओके, 4200 is the LCM. So we can write 4200 here. Okay, now 700 into 6 is 4200. That means this will become 6y, and 60 into 70 is 4200. So this will become 70x equal to 5. Take this on the other side with 5. So it will get multiplied and the result will be 21,000. Okay, this is my second equation. First equation, x plus y is 1900. Second equation, 70x plus 6y is 21,000. नाउ यहां पर y का कोएफिशिएंट सेम करना ज्यादा सिंपल होगा हमारे लिए. दैट्स व्हाई व्हाट वी विल डू इज मल्टीप्लाई फर्स्ट इक्वेशन बाय 6. तो ये 6y हो जाएगा, राइट? मल्टीप्लाइंग फर्स्ट इक्वेशन बाय 6. So the equation will become 6x plus 6y equal to 1920 into 6, 114 and then 00. Correct? 19 into 6 is 140. So we'll solve these two equations. This will be my equation number 3. Okay, we'll be solving equation number 2 and 3. So if we want to eliminate y, what we will do? Subtract these two equations. So subtracting equation number 3 from equation number 2. Okay, so equation 2 is 70x plus 6y equal to 21,000. Equation 3 is 6x plus 6y is 114 and 00. Subtract this, sign will change here and here. Okay, so 6y will get eliminated. 70x minus 6x, it will be 64x equal to 21,000 minus 11,400. So it is 9,600. Correct? This is the difference. Now value of x क्या होगा? Therefore x will be equal to 9,600 divided by 64. Okay, this is 8 8s are 64, this is 8 12s are 96 and 00. So 8 1s are 8, this is 8 1s are 8, then we have 40, 8 5s are 40 and 0. Okay, the value of x is 150 kilometers. So हम लोगों को बस x find out करना है यहाँ पे, because in the question they have only asked us what is the distance traveled by Vishal in a bus. Okay, so the value of x is 150 kilometers. Distance traveled in bus is 150 kilometers. That is our answer. So with this we are done with practice set 1.5. Finished. Okay, I'll give you some time to note this down, then we'll move on to the next part. Okay students, so the chapter is entirely finished. There is only one thing left, that is the last problem set of this chapter, but most of the questions in the problem set are already covered in your homework and assignment. We will only be doing questions which might be a little bit difficult or different from what we have done earlier in the chapter. So we'll jump directly to problem set 1, last topic in this chapter, that is problem set 1. Okay, in problem set 1, we'll directly go to question number 5, fifth one. Okay, Cramer's rule हम लोगों ने study किया है, but question number 5 के जो पहले 4 questions है, that you can easily solve using that rule. You just have to apply the formula. But the fifth question is a little bit different. Let's try to solve question number 5. Okay. Question number 5, fifth one in problem set 1. The question is x plus y minus 8 divided by 2 equals to x plus 2y minus 14 divided by 3 equal to 3x minus y upon 4. Correct? This is our question. We have to find the value of x and y. Now यहाँ पे हम लोगों को दो separate equations दिए हुए नहीं है, but we can easily derive them. The first thing to do here is find out the LCM of 2, 3 and 4. The very first thing, because इन तीनों को पहले denominator से हटाना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? So LCM of 2, 3, 4, we know it is 12. What we will do is multiply all three sides by 12. Okay? Multiplying by 12. Multiplying equation by 12. ठीक है? So all three sides will get multiplied by 12. यहाँ पे when I multiply by 12, 2 1s are 2 6s are cancel हो जाएगा. So ये आएगा सिर्फ 6 into x plus y minus 8. करेक्ट? इक्वल टू यहाँ पे अगर 12 मल्टीप्लाई किया तो 3 1s are 3 4s are 12 हो जाएगा. 4 into this numerator and finally 3x minus y. If here we multiply 12, 4 1s are 4 3s are, then 3 multiplied by 3x minus y is what is left. So this main equation will now become 6x plus 6y minus 48 equal to 4x plus 8y minus 14 into 4 is 56. Correct? Then finally we have 9x minus 3y. Now the question is, how do we find out two separate equations from here? You have to do just one thing. Take any two pairs that you like and form two equations. So if I take these two first, let us take these two. Therefore 6x plus 6y minus 48 equal to this 4x plus 8y minus 56. इनको थोड़ा सा solve करके first equation find out करते हैं. So this will be 6x minus 4x plus 6y minus 8y. I am taking all the variables on one side and constants on the other side. Correct? So 6y minus 8y और ये minus 48 उस side भेज देंगे. It will become plus 48. This minus 56 is as it is. So 6x minus 4x is 2x. 6y minus 8y is minus 2y equal to 48 minus 56. So 48 minus 56, we know it is minus 8. Correct? So this can be our equation, but you can see this is further reducible by dividing the entire equation by 2. Divide equation by 2. It will become x minus y equal to minus 4. This now becomes my equation number 1. तो एक equation मिल गया x और y के terms में. Similarly, let us find out one more equation. अभी मैंने इन दोनों का एक पेयर लिया था. You can now take this and this as well, या फिर this and this as well. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Let us take these two equations. So 4x plus 8y minus 56 equal to 9x minus 3y. Okay? इनको थोड़ा सा simplify करके we will find out the second equation. So send 4x on the other side, 8y also on the other side, minus 56 यही रहेगा. So 9x minus 4x minus 3y minus 8y. Okay, so your equation is 5x minus 11y equal to minus 56. This becomes my second equation. Okay, once we get two equations, you know how to solve them using Cramer's rule. Just you apply the formula for Cramer's rule. Let us first find out dx. The formula for dx is c1 c2 and b1 b2. Okay, let us substitute the values. So you know the two equations. c1 मतलब यहाँ का constant minus 4, c2 मतलब यहाँ का constant minus 56. Okay, and then we have b1 and b2. The coefficient of y here is minus 1 and here it is minus 11. Let us solve this. So minus 4 into minus 11 is positive 44 minus इन दोनों का multiplication भी positive होगा, that is positive 56. So this is minus 12. Correct? This is the value of dx. Similarly, let us find out dy. For dy, the formula is a1 a2 C1, C2. Okay, substitute the values. A1, coefficient of x here in the first equation, that is 1. A2, 5. And C1, C2 we have already written -4 and -56. Again, cross multiply this, that is 1 into -56 minus, and -4 into 5 will be -20, that means positive 20, that is equal to -36. Okay, so we have the value of dx and dy. So till here the question is only complete where dx and dy are the values that we have. d find out करना पड़ेगा, उसके बाद x और y का value मिलेगा. So I want you to note this down till here, then we'll move on to the next page. So take 4 minutes, then we'll move on to the next page. Okay students, now let us continue this question to the next page. We have the value of dx and dy. I'll just note it down once again for my reference. dx आया था -12, dy आया था -36. Now we need the value of d. The formula for d is a1 a2 b1 b2. Substitute the values of these. a1 coefficient of x in the first equation, that was 1. a2 coefficient of x in the second equation, that was 5, correct? And b1 -1, b2 is -11. Cross multiply this, -11 and -1 into 5 is -5, but there is already a negative sign, so +5. -6 is the value of d. Okay, so from here let us find out x and y finally. The value of x will be dx upon d, that is -12 upon -6, which is 2, and the value of y is dy upon d, that is minus 36 upon minus 6, that is just 6. Okay, so 2 and 6, finally we got the values of x and y. Okay, so this is how you solve this question. This was a little bit different, that's why I solved it. So finish this, I'll give you 1 minute, then we'll move on to the next question. Okay, so we'll be solving now question number 6, third question. Let me go to the next page. So if you remember this type of the questions that we solved, it was in practice set 1.4 where we convert a non-linear equation to a linear equation first and then we solve it. Question number 6 का जो third one है, there we have 148 upon x plus 231 upon y equal to 527 upon xy. This is the first equation that we have. Then we have 231 upon x plus 148 upon y equal to 610 upon xy. So जहां पर भी xy है, ये वाले क्वेश्चंस हम लोगों ने नहीं किए, that's why we are solving them. All you have to do is take this xy on the left hand side. Your problem will be solved. So this equation will become 148 upon x plus 231 upon y. Both of these will get now multiplied by this xy equal to just 527. Okay, this will be the first equation when you solve it. So इसको थोड़ा solve करके लिखते हैं. xy अगर मैंने अंदर multiply कर दिया, यहाँ पर 148 upon x, x cancel हो जाएगा, it will become 148y plus when this is multiplied, y will get cancelled. So this is 231x. Okay, so the first equation that you have is 231x plus 148y equal to 527. Similarly, the second equation that you will have when you solve this, let us do that. Take this xy on the left hand side. Okay, it will get cancelled. X and x will get cancelled, y and y will get cancelled. So 231 y up plus 148x will be equal to 610. So the second equation that you will have is 148x plus 231 y equal to 610. Okay, now this type of a question you have already solved in the very first practice set, where you can see the coefficients of x and y in both the equations are just interchanged. यहाँ पर हम लोग क्या करते हैं, इन दोनों equations को एक बार add करेंगे, we'll get one more equation, and then after that इन्हीं दोनों equations को एक बार subtract भी कर देंगे, then we'll get one more equation. ठीक है, तो वही हम लोग यहाँ पर use करेंगे, adding equations 1 and 2. Upon adding these two equations, what we will get? So 231x plus 148y equal to 527 plus 148x plus 231y equal to 610. Okay. Upon adding, you will get here 379x plus 379y equal to, this is 1137. Okay, this is what we are getting. Now this entire equation is divisible by 379. That's why it is coming like this. So we will divide this equation by 379. Dividing equation by 379. So this equation will become, will just become x, this will just become y. So x plus y equal to 1137. When we divide by 379, you will find out that 379 into 3 is 1137. So here we will get 3. We can check. 379 into 3. Okay, we are getting 1137. That's why I wrote it directly. So this becomes my new equation, that is equation number 3. Okay. Now we will get one more such equation when we subtract these two equations. इनको solve करना थोड़ा easy हो जाए, that's why we are doing this. So let us subtract equations 1 and 2. Subtracting equation 2 from 1. So equation 2 from 1 मतलब first equation पहले लिखेंगे, that is 231x plus 148y equal to 527 minus 148x plus 231y equal to 610. So the signs will obviously change now, okay, and 231 minus 148 करना पड़ेगा. So what we will get here is 11 minus 8 3, 12 minus 4 8, 83x माइनस इनका सब्ट्रैक्शन भी 83 होगा बट नेगेटिव आएगा बिकॉज 148 माइनस 231 हो रहा है. दैट्स व्हाई 83x माइनस 83y इक्वल्स टू 527 माइनस 610. इनका सब्ट्रैक्शन भी हम लोगों को पता है नेगेटिव होगा बिकॉज स्मॉलर नंबर से बड़ा नंबर सब्ट्रैक्ट कर रहे हैं. सो माइनस 83. ओके, सो लेट अस सब्ट्रैक्ट दीज नाउ. ये मेरा इक्वेशन हो गया. इसको अभी फिर से सिंप्लीफाई कर सकते हैं बाय डिवाइडिंग द एंटायर इक्वेशन बाय 83. ओके, सो डिवाइडिंग इक्वेशन बाय 83. व्हाट वी विल गेट, x minus y equal to minus 1. दिस बिकम्स माय इक्वेशन नंबर 4. तो ऐसे करके मुझे दो सिंप्लीफाइड इक्वेशंस मिल रहे हैं, इक्वेशन 3 एंड इक्वेशन 4, which can be further solved to find out x and y. So before we do that, I want you to note this down, then we'll solve them in the next page. So please take 3 minutes to note this down. Okay students, so I hope you are done till here. Let us solve these two last equations now to find out the answer for x and y on the next page. So our equations are x plus y equal to 3 and x minus y equal to minus 1. I have just written it here for my reference. Let us solve them. We will just add the equations and y will get eliminated. Adding equation 3 and 4. Okay, so x plus y equal to 3 plus x minus y equal to minus 1. There will be no sign change because we are just adding them. Y will get eliminated, 2x will be equal to 3 minus 1, that is 2. So the value of x is 2 upon 2, that is just 1. Once we get the value of x, substitute it in any of these two equations. You will get y also. Substituting x equal to 1 in equation number 3. So you will get 1 plus y equal to 3. The value of y is 3 minus 1, that is 2. Okay, so the value of y is 2. With this, we are done with this question. This final step, take a minute to note this down, then we will conclude the session. Alright students, now the remaining few word problems we'll be solving in our next session. Before that, I just want to tell you to keep practicing the entire chapter since we are already done with it. Please complete all your homework on time. With this, I'll end the session. Thank you everyone.